Earlier this year, Insta360 released the Flow.2 Pro, the highly anticipated second generation of their original Flow smartphone gimbal, and it quickly became my personal favorite. So I was pretty excited when they announced a more budget-friendly version, the Flow.2. In this video, I'll break down how the Flow.2 compares to the Flow.2 Pro and how both stack up against DJI's latest smartphone gimbal, the Osmo Mobile 7P. Just a heads up, this video is sponsored by Insta360. Let's start with a pricing comparison. The Flow.2 Pro costs $160 on its own, or $180 if you want it bundled with the AI tracker, which I do recommend getting. The Flow.2 is just $110 by itself, or $130 with the tracker. So it's about $50 cheaper. The Osmo Mobile 7P comes in at $149. And while there is a cheaper version, the Osmo Mobile 7, for $89, it lacks the multifunctional AI tracking mod and the extendable center column. So I think that the more expensive Osmo Mobile 7P is the true competitor to the Flow.2 and the Flow.2 Pro. So on those terms, the Flow.2 is the most affordable of the three. Now, Insta360 also recently launched their first wireless mic, the Mic Air. I do have another video that does some raw audio comparisons between the Mic Air and the DJI Mic Mini and the Mic 2, so check out that video if you're interested. But if you do want to get the Mic Air with the Flow.2, currently there's no bundle, but you can get them separately, along with the AI tracker, and that comes out to about $200. Which is a very competitive alternative to the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P package, which is $208 and also includes their wireless mic and the multifunctional module. So pricing is in Insta360's favor. But what are you giving up for that lower cost? Well, physically, the Flow.2 and the Flow.2 Pro look pretty similar. They're both compact and foldable with built-in selfie sticks and tripods. However, the Flow.2 Pro does have some extras. It has a selfie mirror, a green tracking indicator light, and a transparent design on the tilt axis. All of these are missing from the standard Flow.2. Both gimbals also feature the Smart Wheel, but there's a subtle difference. The Pro version supports swipe gestures and button controls, while the Flow.2 only supports button input. Personally, I always forget to use that swipe gesture anyway, so it's not a really big deal to not have it. Now, if you opt to get the AI tracker, and I do recommend getting it if you can, it functions pretty similarly across both models. It attaches to the gimbal and supports all the same features, including active zoom tracking, multi-person tracking, pro framing, and human and pet detection. The one big difference is that the Flow.2 lacks 360-degree infinite pan. It caps out at around 270 to 300 degrees. Which means if you want to do full circle tracking, like if someone walks all the way around the gimbal, only the Flow.2 Pro can support that. That limitation also affects creative shots. While both models support 360-degree panoramas, only the Flow.2 Pro can do 360-degree infinite shot mode. Also missing on the Flow.2 is the free tilt mode, which gives you more freedom to shoot at extreme high or low angles. Now here's a big one for iPhone users, Apple Dot Kit. This allows the Flow.2 Pro to use Apple's native subject tracking technology in third-party apps, such as iPhone's built-in camera. The Flow.2 does not support Apple Dot Kit, so if you want subject tracking on the Flow.2, you have to rely on the Insta360 app or use the physical AI tracker. It's also worth noting, no Apple Dot Kit means that you also don't get Apple Watch control either. So if you're an Android user, honestly none of this matters, but if you're deep in the Apple ecosystem, it might be a deal breaker or something that pushes you more towards the Flow.2 Pro versus the Flow.2. But regardless of what kind of phone you use, both gimbals offer NFC one-tap pairing for a quick connection to the Insta360 app. So those are the biggest differences between the Flow.2 and the Flow.2 Pro. To me, the biggest considerations are 360-degree tracking, free tilt mode, and Apple Dot Kit. If those are important to you, then the $50 upgrade might be worth it for the Flow.2 Pro. And for me personally, 360-degree tracking alone is a must-have. Now let's compare the Flow.2 to the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P. The Flow.2 is slightly more affordable at $110 versus $149 for the DJI. Both include a built-in selfie stick. DJI's is a bit longer at 215mm versus 207mm. But Insta360's tripod is sturdier and easier to deploy thanks to its metal build. In terms of gesture control, both DJI and Insta support it, but the Insta works from up to 10 meters away, which is double the 5-meter range on the DJI. Also, Insta360's AI tracking can detect humans and pets, while DJI only tracks humans. But where Insta360 really pulls ahead is in the zoom and multi-subject tracking. Both the Flow.2 and the Flow.2 Pro offer active zoom tracking up to 15 times, and they support tracking for up to 8 people. DJI is limited to just 8 times zoom and tracking just 1 person at a time. As for wireless microphones, Insta360's Mic Air is a direct competitor to the DJI Mic Mini. The Mic Air is lighter. The transmitter is 7.9 grams, and the receiver is 5.4 grams, while the DJI transmitter is 10 grams and the receiver is 17.8 grams. The Insta is also slightly more affordable. You can get a single Mic Air transmitter and receiver for $70, while a single DJI transmitter and receiver will run you $89. However, the DJI Mic Mini can pair up to 2 transmitters simultaneously, while the Mic Air is currently limited to just a single transmitter. But both mic systems let you control your phone camera from the transmitter, and they offer solid audio upgrades. Here's a quick comparison of how they sound. Alright, last test I want to do is hearing how the Insta360 Mic Air sounds when it's connected to a phone. So I was not able to connect it via Bluetooth to my phone, but I do have the receiver plugged into the bottom of my phone, and I do believe that it's working. So here is what it sounds like. We will now compare it to the DJI Mic Mini and the Mic 2 to hear how they sound. Alright, DJI Mic Mini. So I have the receiver plugged into the iPhone 16 Pro, and you're now hearing the audio coming from the DJI Mic Mini. And let's go ahead and now connect it via Bluetooth and hear the possible audio difference. Alright, DJI Mic Mini now connected via Bluetooth to my phone. Let me know if you hear an audio difference. Again, I have heard one in the past, so I don't know if it's as dramatic of a difference as with the Mic 2, but there's definitely a drop in audio quality when it's Bluetooth connected. So those are the key differences between the Flow.2, the Flow.2 Pro, and the DJI Osmo Mobile 7P. Which one is right for you really depends on your needs, especially whether you value full 360-degree panning, advanced tracking, or Apple ecosystem support. But you guys let me know your thoughts down below, and feel free to check out my dedicated video on the Mic Air with raw audio samples if you want to know more about Insta360's new wireless microphone system. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.